I decided to do my presentation about a man called Taiichi Ohno. I'm not sure if you have heard of him before, because this man isn't your typical Jeff Bezos or Steve Jobs, but he actually had a tremendous impact on manufacturing as we know it today.
Really, in Sweden, he's got
Yep.
big impact in
Yep.
on the Swedish industries.
Yep.
Really?
I will show you in the later slides. It's really big, actually. He set the foundation for what is called lean manufacturing, which all successful industrial companies use in Sweden.
Lean management. We got
lean manufacturing. Yeah, actually, Taiichi Ohno, he was the one who came up with the Toyota production system, which inspired lean manufacturing. So he's huge. You will see in the coming slides.
You speak Japanese, then, if you really admire him?
I only know like Kaizen and Muda, which is the words he came up with, which is manufacturing words.
Okay.
So yeah, he was born in China, but he grew up in Japan. Most people would probably describe him as a businessman or engineer, but in my eyes, he should also be considered an entrepreneur, because he saw change and opportunity and he responded to it, even though he didn't know.
If anybody was an engineer in the beginning, when they get older and get promoted to higher position, naturally they become entrepreneur or like the CEO. So that's the way it should go.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, he went from being shop floor supervisor at Toyota to become a top executive. So that's really impressive on its own. And like we said, this man is a manufacturing legend in my country and possibly Europe also. I'm very curious to hear if any other student has heard of Mr. Taiichi Ohno. Maybe we have some engineering student here who knows, or someone else.
He is a legend in European countries.
In Sweden, I will actually show you in the following slides. I had two, because I'm an like engineering student, and I have two classes when we talked about Taiichi Ohno in Sweden. It's very interesting.
What major is it? Like engineering? There are different kinds of major.
Yeah, I'm industrial engiring and management. So it's same as almost same as Taiichi Ohno. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see if it works. So why did I choose Taiichi Ohno? Like I said, he revolutionized manufacturing and he developed the way organizations identify waste still today. And this is really important, because even today in like most industrial companies, the value added time is only 0.05 to 5% of the total time, and the rest is waste.
Are you kidding? Only the efficient time accounts for only 5% of the total work hours?
Or the value added time, when you add value to your product. The rest is transportation. It can be stuff like that. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. And so much is waste.
What is your personal value added time?
I try to have it as high as possible when I study, to be really effective, and then just relax at the end of the day, but doesn't always go that well. So it's very interesting. So, and the way Toyota production system and lean manufacturing works is that you try to maximize productivity and minimize waste. And you always try to do like continuous improvements. And what is so cool about this, it can be used in any industry, because like in banking, in e-commerce and everything, you have processes, either physical or electronical. And on these processes, you can use these methods. So in my opinion, I think every business student or business leader and entrepreneur should take a course in lean production. I recommend you. It's really useful. So here's a screenshot from a newspaper online by Alex Kemp, where Mr. Taiichi Ohno is described as the hero of the Toyota production system. So as you can see, he's really, really big in manufacturing. And another reason for choosing Taiichi Ohno is that he had a big impact on many Swedish companies. We're only 10 million people in my country, so we're really small, but as you can see, we have many successful companies. These are just 6 of them. I know we have IKEA in Suwon and probably H&M too. I would assume. And in my opinion, this success would not have been possible without the study of lean manufacturing, which Taiichi Ohno came to inspire. So it's really cool. And even if Ohno died 30 years ago, he's still mentioned in Swedish engineering universities. This is from a course I had in manufacturing systems, which is a whole course about only lean manufacturing, which Ohno inspired. And here you can see my professor mentioning Taiichi Ohno in a class.
Has he ever been invited to Sweden for guest speaking?
I don't know actually, because
he's a legend.
He's big, yeah.
So that's why didn't you guys send the ticket and ask him to make a speech? And somebody
Maybe
must have done it.
Yeah, I think maybe he did, because Taiichi Ohno, he went to United States and helped them with their manufacturing. So he might have been to Sweden. I would guess that, but he died like 6 years ago. No, sorry, 6 years prior to my birth. So when I grew up, he was already gone, unfortunately. But I'm pretty sure if I research, I could find that. And also here's another class I had in automation in my home university. And here my other professor talks about Japanese methods. And here we have the Taiichi Ohno classic words, Kaizen and Muda, which is actually Japanese words. So it's, he's mentioned, and he inspired this lean manufacturing, which is really big. And if you don't use it in Sweden, if you're a industrial company, you're out. You can't compete. So I did a entrepreneurship analysis of Ohno, and as I said, he went from shop floor supervisor to executive, which shows that he had some of that entrepreneurial spirit. And the day World War II ended, the president of Toyota said that we have to catch up with America in 3 years. Otherwise, the automobile industry, Japan, will not survive. And they were actually near bankruptcy. But Mr. Taiichi Ohno, he came up with a new way of thinking. And his production system made Toyota extremely successful. And like I said, his way of thinking and Toyota production system, it can be used outside manufacturing, sales, marketing, etc. So he had a big influence on many industries. He developed a model called Ohno's 7 waste model, which highlights the types of waste in any industry, mostly manufacturing, of course. And it's really big. I mean, in my university, we're trained to go out on the factory floor and identify and hunt down these different types of waste from his model, even today.
Really?
Yep, it's really big. One in my family, she also engineers. She went to a different country to imply or to start this lean manufacturing production there. So it's really big all over Europe too, I think. It's big. He also had a list called Ohno's 10 precepts to act and win. I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to go through all of them.
I asked a few questions, so don't worry about time today. Today's an exception. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he said really good stuff, and like I said, I'm not going to go through all of them because there's so many. But for example, I love the 9th one. He said, re-improve what was improved for further improvement. So continuously improve. It's really important.
That's what Charlie Munger emphasized.
Yeah.
Lifetime learning.
Exactly. And if you're interested in learning more about Taiichi Ohno, there are several books about him. So, and like I said, you should study this lean manufacturing. It's really, really important. Really cool. And my attitude and personality analysis show the following things. However, I'm not sure if they're true or not because he died 30 years ago and I haven't met him in person. So just sources from the internet, but apparently he appeared strong and powerful with a forceful personality, and some apparently feared him. According to the internet, he had somewhat an egocentric attitude, but he was spontaneous and excited. He had a natural authority, and some say he was nice to workers, but not nice to managers. And here I see some similarities between many other entrepreneurs and geniuses, like Steve Jobs. Some of his colleagues were scared of getting in the same elevator as him. So, and I mean, some people don't like Jeff Bezos either. So I see some similarities. See here. And then I looked at his core competencies. And yeah, he was ahead of his time. He had an eye for details and was very analytical. He was able to push the limits on manufacturing and waste due to never being satisfied. And finally, oh yeah, this is a picture from Logistics Hall of Fame. So as you can see, really famous, really big in manufacturing and logistics. And finally, some lessons I learned from this man. There are really many, but I like to focus on continuous improvements, which is super important in any business. If you don't innovate or improve, you will fail, according to me. One thing that he maybe should have done differently is should have been nice to both workers and managers, because I think in the long run, that's really important to be nice to your colleagues.